We are all on this planet for a reason. We are all here, good or bad, neutral or reflective or uncaring. We are all here to understand each other's nature. We understand, and humanity understands, that regardless of culture, we are all one being. And that being is the microcosm of the universe. We are the small little ants that are comparative to us in the skies above. And you can study Hinduism all you want. You can study Egyptian stuff all you want. You will realize that the human mind developed different concepts for different stages of its evolution. And, the original Enlightened era was, in history, was the Egyptians and their secret mystical cult. They understood the powers of the mind far more than most of us do today. And the main reason why we don't know as much as we do today is because we were brainwashed a couple generations ago to now. We have been brainwashed into a social climate. And once we understand that we've been brainwashed into a social climate, we want to escape that social climate, join another one like the Greek people, and their mythology, and their science, and their philosophy, or go to the Egyptians and understand their terms of enlightenment, the Ankh, the heart, the weighing of the heart, and their mystical society. But then you gotta research this and go back a bit more to unbrainwash you even further. Is that the societies of every culture you use for escapism, like Egyptians, the Greeks, the Romans, they had a typical society too, and their social climate was exactly the same as ours, or America right now, where we think, oh, things are too typical, we gotta spice things up, but the 99.5% of Egypt, of all those cultures, were the same. There could have been Egyptians back in ancient Greece saying, it's like, well, we're being manipulated to be, like, lesser intelligent, and we're basic individuals, and we're forced into this organic reality. But back then, there was more physicality than now. People just sit back, eat hamburgers, get fat, play Minecraft. Back then, people would farm, build a pyramid, make a statue, philosophize, go to bed, work, and sleep. Now it's work, computer games, video games, basic society stuff, and go to bed. Well, every other culture before ours that are so claimed to be enlightened are exactly the same as ours. So, if you really want to understand, you can follow and idealize these Egyptian beliefs and realize that all is mind over matter, or go to Greeks and convince people you could build statues. But overall, society has always been the same way, regardless of internet connection. Except for, you gotta think about the Iron Age, the Bronze Age. Most of those people weren't even that mystical. Just like only 5% of this society seems to be mystical, a minority. Back then it was a minority too. They had villages, cities, in Kemet, or ancient Egypt. They had cities like Yamu, I think it was, and a couple other cities, and it's just like normal, typical people with a work and a life. People philosophize. People want their word spread. They write books. Of course they wrote books. People are doing the same now. So in order to unbrainwash yourself from perceptions of others, you gotta believe yourself more than everybody else. Because there's so many people that want to get into, in the new age, the new golden age of America, where everybody wants to be mystical and new age and spiritual, It's like they researched what the Hindus think of the Kundalini, what their teachers and philosophers thought, and all that. And then, of course, how did the Egyptians do all this? Here are the 5 different spiritual, all this spiritual stuff. But that's only 5% of the culture, and unfortunately, in every culture, only 5% tends to be interesting. What do you think people will think? What do you think people will think of America once America's gone and they're on to the next society? They created internet. Everybody must have been an internet genius. Everybody was a calculus genius. Everybody was a calculus genius. Everybody was New Age spirituality. No, there were homeless people. There were people without jobs. There was high debt in society. And so on and so forth. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little rant and little truth of mine. Have a nice day.